Hey guys, it's Saru, and we're gonna show you a guide. I don't really know what to say about this damn dungeon, but I hope this helps. So, Akeron's Inferno came out yesterday, and after doing it 2 times, because that's the limit you can have with one character, or 1 time if you do not have Elite, I didn't really want to make a guide without fully knowing what could be iframe, what could be not iframe, what could be blocked, what can't be blocked, and all that stuff. So just normal stuff, basically. But it looks like it's not that big of a difference. So, this dungeon is a 10-man raid with a 423 item level and drops important things like lacking skills for your Deathrek equipment or crafting. Whatever you're doing, I don't know. Now, the first boss you're going to encounter is Terramag. Actually, before that, you'll encounter like a little mini boss. It doesn't really matter, so we're just gonna skip him. And Terramag is a relatively simple boss. Now, if you fought the first boss from Ruinous Manor, it's basically the same mechanics, essentially with the movements. Now, the ideal situation is to tank the boss almost near the entrance wall, not near where you'll see Akeron's fingers, but kind of the opposite side. I don't really know how to explain that. So if you see the fingers, basically the opposite wall. However, if you really don't care, you can just tank him wherever you want. You do you. I'm just here to tell you what this motherfucker does. Okay, so the only big mechanic this guy has is the shield, which essentially starts at 85%, and if you fail to break the shield, you'll get a power and speed buff for about 60 seconds, and then you'll see the buff appear on him a little bit with a little countdown of 60 seconds, like I said. So basically break his shield. That's pretty much it. I can't really tell you anything else about that. Mechanically, that's really all there is to it. Everything else is just attacking, so that's pretty much just it. I mean, that's it.
You're not going to explain the attacks? 10 out of 10 guide, Saru! 10 out of 10 guide! You're such garbage!
Shush you. Let me tell you something, okay? Anyways, the same attacks as I said from the first boss of Ruinous Manor or any Fimberless from Island of Dawn. Now he'll just jump around like a horse on cocaine and slash bitches left and right. That's really all there is to it, and I really don't want to get into his attack pattern because, well, you know. But just know, for the healers out there, there are a lot of bleeding debuffs, so you know, keep that in mind. Now the second boss, Mr. Magnaroks. Now I fucking hate this guy so much. Oh god, I do. Oh god. Do I still have to record? So this is probably the boss most players will have issues with. The ideal situation is to have one group on one side and the other one on the other side. I don't know, that's kind of redundant. I don't know why I said that. It probably was self-explanatory, the first sentence. Anyways, now I would suggest that if you have a brawler, to be on the side of the mobs, or if you have a ton of sorcerers. Now other than that, it's pretty much easy on paper. Oh god. Oh yes, on paper. Now the idea is to defend the giant fucking sword from the mobs attacking it, while distracting Magnaroks with another group on the other side of the arena. Now if the sword goes to 0%, the raid will wipe. So it's an important job. For those on the Godbinder, that's the name of the sword, I will explain these mechanics first. So whenever you see sentinels around, you'll know where they are because they have big old quotes and their name says sentinels. Basically, just kill them quickly, and as they die, they're going to have a little circle underneath them. You'll want to stand close to them, and then you'll receive a weird green circle underneath you. When you have that circle, you want to go to the sword just in front of it, not inside it. I mean, you can be inside it if you want, but it probably won't work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But anyways, you just want to be in front of it. And the sword will heal itself for about 10%, or a whole bar, basically. Now, you don't necessarily need to be the one to kill the sentinel, you just have to be the person that's closest to it when it dies. Weird, but from testing it, it seems to be the thing. But if you do kill it or you don't kill it, just make sure you actually get the buff, that's all that matters. That's honestly pretty much it for the Godbinder. Now, just kill the mobs over and over, and don't let them destroy it. That's it. As well, refill the health by killing sentinels, and if you see the priest around, you're not going to get green circles if you kill them. However, they do sleep you quite a bit, so you want to kill them quickly because they get fucking annoying. Now, if you do get put to sleep, you can cleanse that. I mean, unless you're the one being slept. But if you have a cleansing brute, just cleanse away. I don't know. You guys figure that out, I guess. But anyways, that's it. That's it for Godbinder. So now for the actual boss itself. Now the only important thing to note here is that he does Fire Ring and Lava Ring. Now those two are deadly and should be looked at. So when he does his Fire Ring, you'll notice he's standing still, but the volcanoes on his back are pretty much moving quickly, like up and down, like he's enjoying himself a little too much, if you know what I mean, wink wink. If you notice around him, basically a dusty brown circle is going to be surrounding him, about a 10-meter radius, and that means he's about to do an explosion of fire. So just get out of it, and with that said, said, when he says my fire burns low, players should try to knock him down and stagger him. Now his lava ring and fire ring are essentially the same thing in the way that they look, except with the lava ring, basically he'll have fire come out of his side, and if you're in there you'll die. So just be about 15 meters away from him and you'll be fine. Now the other little attack he will do, which again isn't really a mechanic, but I feel it's important based on positioning, which will basically kill your party, so I thought I would let you know, is his fire breath. Now if you get targeted with the purple aggro, he will either go to you and slam on you, like he's seen you for the first time in many years, which you can just iframe out of it, or he will shoot fire at you. Now if it is the latter, you want to make sure you're not really in the line of fire with your members, no pun intended, or they can die, or at the very minimum get hurt pretty badly, which might kill your party anyways. The rest that he does is pretty similar to the molten turtles, or also known as the Magnaroks monsters, which you can find at X Prima. So if you want to train for that boss, you can just go to X Prima and kill the Magmaras. I don't know. I'm so tired. That's pretty much it. Stay out of the red, and if he shoots missiles at you, just run away, don't touch the red. And if he spins at you, just, I don't know. I mean, iframe, I guess, or Kaya's shield, or pray for your nearest priest to forgive you for your transgressions. I can't really tell you how to live your life. All I can tell you is what this guy does. The rest of the bosses are pretty much easy. Yeah. Now Samars is really like any Hydreth monster that you'll fight in Island of Dawn, or another example is what's with these names? In Cultist Refuge. Now, the same attack patterns. Some mechanics that Samar does, however, is the energetic overload, which basically means that around him will be red circles, and I mean, I don't know if you've seen my guides before, but basically just stay out of the red circles. And you'll be fine. But if you don't, and you choose to void this warning, essentially you'll be hit by lightning and you won't get an achievement. So if you actually kill him and you don't get hit by these circles, you'll get an achievement. So, I mean, motivation, yay, I guess. Before Samar does this, basically they're going to do an inverted energy attack. Usually it's before, it might happen afterwards, but for me, it's always happened before because he likes to fuck with me. Ugh. And essentially when you're close to him or her or whatever, he'll do an AoE similar to Terracosia, and your controls will be reversed and the debuff can't be cleansed. That's pretty much it mechanically. Nothing too special about this boss. Just kill it, move on with your life, pray. That's pretty much it. Now the last boss, Duras, is a little fella. He's quite the guy. Now he fights similar to the second boss of Velik's Hold, but without the rocks, sort of. Nothing too crazy about his movements, but mechanically he's a special little muffin. So one of the important mechanics is the pyrovores. Now essentially it's just mobs that will spawn and go to the vents, or these big circles. I don't know if you want to call them vents, whatever, they're vents, let's call them vents. They have quite a bit of defense, so you'll want to kill them on the vents. I feel like I'm rhyming, but I guess it's just the timing. No, God. Move on, Saru. But anyways, you need to kill them for another mechanic that's going to come up. So I will kind of explain that mechanic afterwards. So just kill them at 80% and basically every 20% afterward. Although you can skip this mechanic entirely if you out DPS it. He will scream, burn for me. Basically, he'll go to the center of the arena, slap the ground like it owes him money, and lava will come into the room. Now, players need to be on the vents in order to avoid this. If you don't, you die. That's simple. So quickly, one little thing for this, however, is you can only have a maximum of 3 players per vent, or else you'll die. So make sure there's an empty vent, or only 2 people on the vent, or only 1 person on the vent, however you want to math this, I guess, and that's it. Now, a cool little thing is that right before it throws you into the air, you can just jump, and it'll avoid the air scene altogether, but you'll still be safe, and then you can just walk out and fight him. I mean, I hope that helps. Now, when Akeron yells, Duras, I give you the gift of fire, a big old meteor will slap him right in the face, and he'll get an aura of around 20 meters around him of just fire. Now, everyone in that 20 meter zone that's inside loses a little bit of health here and there, but it should be fine if you have healers with you, which I don't know why you wouldn't. Hypothetically, if you didn't, I guess you would die, unless you have potions. Are healers even needed anymore? Now, when he says you will all burn, just basically move away from him, as he's basically going to stomp the ground and create a little fire on the ground because he's dancing to the cha-cha. And that's it. That's all pretty much it. Now, the important mechanic here is his barrier. When Akeron yells, Duras, focus on... I don't know, whoever, he'll basically get a shield on him, kind of like Shadow Sanguinary or the first boss of this dungeon, and he will continue to follow the player he's focusing on. He'll basically stomp on the ground over and over on this player, and that's it. Now, there is a chance that he can do this while he has a fire aura around him, so you lose quite a bit of health, but it's nothing that a good old Kaya's shield and constant heal can't help. So, one thing you could do alternatively is run around him like the second boss of Ruinous Manor with the little spider. I think I mentioned that once in a video. I don't know, maybe I didn't. But I would suggest it's just to stand there and take it, get the focus player to just stay there, take it, understand the power of love, and get healed over time, and the attention be all about you while the rest of the raid breaks the shield. Now, one last thing that he will say is you will all burn and slap the ground about 3 times, and you really just need to be in the safe zones. Basically, just don't touch the yellow or the red. I mean, it's nothing difficult about that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So, some tips is when he aims at a player with purple aggro, you will either get whipped or shot with a laser. Fun times, I know. Now, these will pretty much kill you. You can either evade these entirely by continuously running in any direction except towards the laser or away from the laser, so basically just left and right. So I just contradicted myself, great. Or you can iframe. Everything else is just normal attacks, so make sure to just pay attention and think that anything will kill you and try to avoid them, I guess. And that's it, guys. If there are any questions about this raid, make sure to ask in the comments below. Even if it is about attacks, I will answer. Maybe. Probably. I hope this little guide helped, and if it did, click that cute little thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe and click that adorable bell to know when I upload a brand new video. Much love, and as always, till next time, friends.